What's going on? Welcome to Coast Packers. A little bit I disheveled over here. I just got out of the gym and got dinner and set, so hope everyone's doing well. Been a little bit of a hiatus for the Coast to Coast crew. Just trying to get our bearings back together now that we got the show, trying to be on a more regular basis. And then we had our own little bye week last week. But hope everyone's doing well. And really going to be talking about just everything that's kind of going on right now in Packer Nation. I mean, shoot, if you think about it, we got a crazy game coming up this weekend against the Bengals, and honestly, you would think that it would have been like an automatic win. But the truth of the matter is that they got Flacco in there, and I'm not trying to say that he is going to be outstandingly better than Mr. Browning over there, but he is a veteran, and we have faced him once before, and I think we did a pretty good job of handling him when he was in Cleveland. But I feel like Cleveland's team was completely different than what he has over here in the Bengals. Now, their defense for the Bengals is terrible. But their offensive line is just as bad as the Browns, probably a little worse. But then they got weapons like you won't believe. I mean, no matter how bad the Bengals have looked, Jamar Chase, still one of the best. T. Higgins, probably right up there as a top 10 receiver. Chase Brown, underrated running back. And you still got Mike Gesicki. You got Isovias from Princeton. And all in all, it just looks like, they have a pretty decent team. But the fact of the matter is that, they just have not really been able to put together because the offensive line is terrible. Losing Burrow for at least the next 3 months was not a good thing. And now, you know what I'm saying? We're just in the situation where we have to go up against an opponent who has been putting up some really terrible tape the last 2-3 weeks. And then now that tape is going to be different because we haven't seen that team with Joe Flacco. So, we haven't really been, just to kind of before we get up on all that, I think we should definitely take a step back and look at just, where the Packers have been since the last time we had a show. They played against the Cowboys, and let me get my boy in here real quick. And Trey, what's going on? I was about to just start recapping all the time we've missed and just kind of go over some things real quick about the tie, the bye week, us coming out of the bye week, and now the Bengals. But before we do that, man, how you doing, man?
It's like the worst way to go into a bye week is with a tie. Well, no, maybe a loss. I don't know. Which worse? I mean, you ended in a tie. I think ties are stupid.
Better than a loss.
They should get rid of that crap. Why is there still the ability for a tie in the NFL? Like, I said it on the show. I said it on my show there. I said it's like watching a show. And like I had this favorite show, Rabbit Hole, and they had one season of it. And I thought there was going to be a second season. They ended the first season finale, this cliffhanger of all cliffhangers. And I was so jacked up for season 2, and it never came out.
Damn.
It's like that. I spent so much time, and I stayed up until like 11:30 to watch the end of this football game, and it ended in a tie. I wasted time. It's basically like it was 0-0 and they never played the game. Like, that is the dumbest thing in the world that there is a tie in the NFL. College, they do it perfect. You get 2 chances to go for, you get the ball at 25, get to go in, ball at 25, get to go in. If you both score, you got to go for 2 the next time. And if you both get it then you go for 2-point conversion so somebody loses. I said put the kicker out there. Put the kickers back at like the 55-yard line. Try to boot it. If they both make it, move them back. If they both miss, move them in. Keep a kickoff going on. Something to end this game in somebody winning, not where we end in a tie. That's been eating me alive for weeks now.
I think it's funny you say that too, because we're adopting so many things from the college game when it comes to kickoffs, when it comes to so many different things. I mean, they might as well start making it that way too. They should start, instead of doing, pass interference, where it's a spot foul, they should make it a 15-yard penalty. That way, then you don't get penalized for people, trying to get PI because they don't want to get a score. I feel like that would be a good rule change, as well as overtime. I think that you can eliminate the ability to having ties, even though I think the NFL likes it because it jacks up the strength of schedule. It jacks up the ability to be able to have an understanding about who's going to make the playoffs and who isn't. So for them, it adds drama, right? And I'm with you, man. That game, I was up until 12:30 watching that game at 2 different bars, and I just was like, that's how it ends. It's like you feel deflated, you feel drained. But I'll be honest with you, I'll take that over a loss. I don't want a loss. Yeah, I don't
Could have been a loss. Could have definitely been a loss. The way that
100%.
they finished that.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like one of those things where the offense came alive, even though Dallas is probably one of the worst defenses in the league. And defensively, I think we talked about it on your show too, where, they definitely had our number. And I think a lot of that had to do with some of the previous experiences of the coaches on that staff at Schottenheimer, who actually knew Halfley from the Boston College days and actually coached up under Halfley. So I'm kind of hoping it was a blip and that we don't see Zach Taylor take advantage of our defense this time around. But Dallas game was kind of crazy, and then now we're bye week. Went in there pretty banged up. Come out of the bye week, we're actually more banged up coming out than we were going in. So how are you feeling about that? That injury report looks like a CVS receipt, like I've never believed.
You know what, the rest of it, I just care the most about Brandon McManus right now because we finally thought we had the kicker spot figured out, and now the kicker is banged up. So that's got me a little worried. I mean, how many years has it been since Mason Crosby left, and we've been
Right.
like, when are we going to get a kicker to finally stabilize this thing? McManus comes in, and now it's like, oh, well, he might have problems. So that was nerve-wracking there. The offensive line continuously is banged up. That's just what I expect at this point here. I expect nothing less. Christian Watson's back, though. That's what I mean. That's
practicing. Cool. He don't look like he's hurt. He don't even look like he got hurt.
I would just throw him on there at this point here. I would just throw him out there. I'd just say, go get it. What's it gonna hurt? I mean, what are the odds? Knock on wood that he gets hurt.
Let's not say it. Let's not even say it. Let's not even say it. I know where you're going. Let's not even say it. We'll wait one more week. We'll let him protect himself because the reason why he got his knee busted up last time because they played him when they knew he was already banged up, right? So I'll wait a week, give Bolden a chance to maybe have a breakout game. But I'm with you on the McManus thing because Coach was like, oh, yeah, major concern. And McManus is like, yeah, I'm kicking on Sunday. And I'm just like, okay. And then he
said it happened once before on a Wednesday when he was at the
so that basically the same exact thing happened. He didn't practice for the week or he did limited practices. He kicked on Sunday, and he was fine. So, and dude, McManus is a vet. Like he's a Super Bowl champ. He's been in the game now for a very long time. So if he says he's good, I'm actually okay with that. I love the floor though today where he's like, I need to work on my thesaurus, and his choices of words are different than McManus. But the fact of the matter is that Coach, I feel like LaFleur. This is what I heard too. Aaron Nagler from Cheesehead TV said this, that the Packers are notorious about filling the injury report with every little ailment. That's why Jordan's back on there with an ankle injury. And you got all these little knickknacks that are on there, right? But at the end of the day, when we see that practice report at the end of today, I believe, we will see the ones that have the designation. So as long as they're not questionable, as long as they're out, we're good.
I got it up right here.
Okay.
Aaron Banks is questionable. Anthony Belton's out.
Yep.
Nate Hobbs questionable. That's okay.
Yep.
Let's see here. McManus questionable. Monk questionable. Jordan Morgan he's there. Zach Tom questionable. Rasheed Walker, that's okay, questionable. Okay. Christian Watson, darn it, not playing.
Yep.
Davion Williams will play. Devontae Wyatt is out. So you have 3 guys out as of right now, and those are Christian Watson, Devontae Wyatt, those 2 we expected, and then Anthony Belton, which Aaron Banks is every other week. We talked about this on my show on Wednesday. It's every other week. So we're just hoping that if you want him in the Super Bowl, that it comes in that odd period there. That's what we're kind of hoping for.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I do feel like when it comes to Aaron Banks and Zach Tom, they gain the week off. Them gain all limited practice in all week. I have a good feeling that they'll play. I think Rasheed Walker will play too because he got a practice in. I feel like if they don't practice or they don't get a practice on Friday, they don't play. Is normally where I go, unless they're a vet and they just they kind of wait. Now the funny thing is, Jamar Chase got sent home today because of illness. Yeah, and so we don't. So he's already marked as questionable. So he's gonna have tomorrow and then until 3:00 Central Time on Sunday to get right. Now, if he's sick, like he got the flu, got COVID, he got food poisoning, who knows what he got, right? But if it jacks him up and he can't play, that's one less weapon to worry about. I mean, he's still got a lot of weapons over there because even the third string receiver he's Andrea, he's legit. Like he's a really good receiver, but he's no Jamar Chase. So like for me, I'm okay with it. I want Jamar out there because you don't want excuses. By the end of the day, I just need to win, dog. Someone said that we have not got a win since September 11th. That's insane. We haven't got a win since 9/11 because we had a bye week, we had a loss, and we had a tie. So I'm like, you know what? I think we do for one.
No, I would agree. The weapons thing, you could definitely, if Chase isn't there, that would help out a lot because Joe Flacco's there, and I know it's just Joe Flacco, right? But Joe Flacco can throw the football. We know that he can still throw the football, and we have weapons like that. You just need to be able to deliver the football, and that's something that Browning struggled with, as we saw. I didn't really expect him to struggle as much as he did. We kind of talked about that a couple weeks ago, and we're like, he's going to step in there, and he's going to be okay. It's not going to be Joe Burrow, but he's going to be okay. He's been a decent backup, and it just has not looked anything like that. So they go out, they make the move for Joe Flacco. So, I mean, it's going to be a good game. The defense is terrible. If the Packers offense does not look good against this defense, I have question marks across the board and for Matt LaFleur. But outside of that, this offense for the Bengals, this is still a solid team. It's just they have no run game. There is no run game to speak of with the Bengals. So that's where you might be able to get them in trouble.
Yeah, I think one thing is for sure, the Packers I think we said this against the Dallas game too. They need to get a lead, which they did. They got a 2-score lead, right?
Yeah.
But they got to make all their extra points. They can't be letting can't let stuff get blocked. But on the flip side too, though, I think I love hearing our boy Brian Rago from Cheese Talk Pod was saying that Aaron Banks was arrested for robbery. I completely agree. That man would rob the Packers like Goody, you wouldn't believe. And it's one of those things where I feel like this is what we've always been talking about get right games. I feel like offensively, this is a get right game, right? And maybe Parsons finally gets his sack against Flacco. He was in on like 12 pressures against Cleveland, but he couldn't get a sack, right? And man, just watching the Bengals play, because they've been on prime time, I've seen them play. Their offensive line looks like a sieve. It just looks like Swiss cheese, man. They get spread out, and there's like no time to throw the ball. I'm really wondering to see if Flacco is able to make checks, get into run plays, make quick decisions, because he did do a little bit of that against Cleveland, but again, in the Cleveland game, they were at home, and I believe it started raining at one point. I kept hearing, right? So for me, it is one of those things where this is going to be the game where we really need to see LaFleur kind of come out of this bye week with a better plan. I think someone posted a chart that said that for every incompletion on first down, he is the number one coach in design run plays on second down. And I'm just like, dude, if you're being predictable, you saw what happened to the Eagles on Thursday night. That OC is garbage over there, and they got bears.
I do like Jackson Dart, though. I gotta admit.
I love him.
I love Jackson Dart and Scatterboo together.
Scatterboo, baby.
You gotta love the fire that those two play with there for the Giants. I don't want to see the Giants right now. I can tell you that much. They're a decent, they're not this Super Bowl winning team right now, but they are definitely a team that could screw you up, just like they did the Eagles. They kind of caught them sleeping, and now we see what happens when they catch you sleeping. And this is what could happen in a game against the Bengals with the amount of weapons that they do have. Yep. If you come into this game and you just think, oh, well, it's the Bengals, right? We're just going to come in here and just walk them. Yep. You will walk away with a loss or a close game where we're all sitting here saying, well, how did you only beat this defense 24-21? Or how did you beat this team, only scoring 17 points against this Bengals defense? This is not good. Then we start looking at what you were saying with Matt LaFleur and the predictability, because if this defense looks good against you, there's something going on with the play calling. There's something going on with the play on the field, everything in between. I know. And a big problem has been the offensive line has been banged up, and Aaron Banks, like he said over there that he should be arrested for robbery 100%. But I mean, like we all know, he hasn't lived up to the bill, right? And we haven't seen this offensive line become one yet. Zach Tom's been banged up. Elton Jenkins needed the reps in the offseason there. We can see it now why it's important to show up for minicamp, because we watch Elton Jenkins like, oh, yeah, I can just slide over to center. It's going to be no big deal. No. It's a big deal. It doesn't look good yet. I'm actually half tempted to slide him back out. I don't know what it's going to do, but at this point, you can slide Sean Ryan in, or when Zach Tom comes back, slide him in. Whatever you got to do, Jacob Monk. Yeah, throw Jacob Monk in there. Whatever you have to do, because right now Elton Jenkins does not fit the bill.
No, it's one of those things where if Rasheed Walker can't play, you set it and forget it with Jordan Morgan, right? He's been playing well at left tackle. He's actually been playing better at tackle than he has as guard. Hey, you put him in there, you let him ride, and if he does a great job, he gives up 0 pressures, and he looks good. It's his job. And then you trade and you find a way to figure out what you're going to do with Walker at that point. And because Walker, to me and you, hey, he has been one of the most inconsistent players on that line, which has caused a lot of issues, right? Then when it comes to left guard, hey, Aaron Banks, if he's healthy, boom, you're good there. Elton Jenkins is now looking like Bakhtiari with that big old freaking arm freaking brace that he has on his left arm. Same thing that Bakhtiari had. So I'm like, yo, what is going on here? Like, it's like Bakhtiari never left. I don't get this. And I'm with you. Like, I think that time off in the training camp that he didn't practice, wasn't doing his thing, it's slowly, like, basically this next month has been like his ramp up to being like, a center. So maybe he's starting to get he's gonna get a little better, and he's gonna get his feet, up under him against this after this bye week. But man, I'm with you, bro. Like, Sean Ryan doesn't look good either. Ryan has looked terrible. Like, the only people that have been good are the ones that were hurt. Like, I hate to say, Aaron Banks has looked decent, okay, and Zach Tom has looked amazing. We got Zach Tom. Everybody else has been subpar, and we didn't have that last year. Last year, the year before, offensive line looked pretty good. They had good marks across the board. So, bro, I'm with you, man. If Jacob Monks is going to be in this game, I know that they had I think he was in the doghouse with the coaching staff last year. Even in the playoff game when Elton got hurt, and then I believe Josh Myers got hurt. Jacobs was supposed to be the backup. Instead, Monk was supposed to be the backup. They put in Sean Ryan at center.
Yeah.
Remember? And it was just complete pandemonium on the offensive line. And my thing is, like, he played center 3 years at Duke. Was it Duke or North Carolina?
Yeah, it was at Duke. Yep, he was at Duke,
right?
Yep.
And I'm like, it should have been like an easy transition, but it hasn't been. So maybe, he's been on PUP. Maybe he's been practicing. He's been getting his game's been getting right. Because I'm with you, bro. I'm at a point now where, like, you got Morgan or Rasheed Walker at left tackle. You got Banks at left. You got Monk or Elton at center. And then whoever doesn't win at center goes to right guard. Then you got Tom at right tackle. And you just bench Sean Ryan. You bench Walker.
Yeah, at this point, yeah. I mean, at this point, you got Jordan Morgan. The problem that we're having with Jordan Morgan is you keep trying to slide him everywhere. You keep trying to slide.
I agree.
Why are we taking him from one side, throwing him to the other side of the offensive line? You're not allowing him as a young guy to just fit a spot. Yeah. And that's where we kind of talked about it last year with Javian Bullard. We never got the best out of Javian Bullard because he was expected to play safety, and then he was in the slot, and then he was here. And it was like, he's too young to be doing all this stuff. You got to just let the young guys kind of fill a spot, get their feet wet in the NFL. And then maybe you could be like, hey, like an Elton Jenkins, hey, slide over to center. I know it's somewhere you haven't played in a very long time, but we're going to slide you over. When you get your feet wet, it's a little easier to slide in there because the mental side of the game is there. Right now, you have guys who are like Jordan Morgan, who doesn't know his role, and he's still trying to figure that out along the way here. Let him just settle into the offensive line, because at this point, I mean, you don't want to call him a waste of a pick, but we keep sliding him around. It's like we don't know what we want with him. We don't know what we want.
His development like that.
Yep.
100%.
No, I agree.
We talked about this, right? We talked about this when he was at Arizona State. Sorry, Arizona, not Arizona State. When he was at Arizona and when he was in high school, he only played left tackle. He's been left tackle his whole career. Why the hell are you putting him on right tackle? I don't understand. That did not make any sense to me whatsoever. So for me, I'm with you, bro. You keep him on the left side. Left tackle, left guard, and honestly, just left tackle and call it a day.
Yeah, now, and if that doesn't work out, then maybe you flip him. If that doesn't work out, flip him. But until it fails you, keep him in the spot.
That's the thing, though. Like you just said, in the preseason, he looked good at left tackle.
He looked extremely good. He was one of the best, actually. I think you look back at his grades, and he was the best. He was the best offensive lineman, like no pressures, nothing in the preseason. Yes. And I know it's just preseason, but I mean, those things can translate to the regular season.
They matter.
Yep.
And so I'm with you, bro. Like, I feel like the Packers get a little too cute with trying to cross train everything. I mean, I do that at work with my staff, but that's because that's what they're designed. That's what they're designed to be, because they all have relatively similar roles. I was like, but the difference is on the offensive line, just like Josh Sitton said when he talked about going from right guard to left tackle. He goes, it's like trying to wipe your ass with your other hand. It just doesn't happen overnight, right?
Yeah. It's weird.
Hell yeah, it's weird. So I'm like, yo, end of the day, you go ahead and you just find a way to put these guys, if you want to cross train them on left guard, left tackle, because that's what they normally do, right? They normally get tackles and make them guards. Rarely do they make guards tackles. But I'm with you on that. I think, like, you got guys like Tom who could play every single position on the line. I'm fine with that. And you got him at right tackle right now. But they even said he could be an all-pro center. Remember that came out with Rob Demoski?
Yeah. Yep.
And you remember Graham Barton, the guy that got picked right after Jordan Morgan. He was also one of those guys that could play all 5 positions.
Yep.
Now he's in Tampa, and that pisses me off. But I'm with you, brother. I just it's one of those things where I get to the point to like, what do you do here, Luke Butkus? Are you just in here as an op from the Bears to just screw us up? Because ever since Steno's been the OC, I've seen minimal development on the offense line. And maybe I'm just being a prisoner of the moment, but that's what I'm seeing right now.
No, I would agree. And, it comes across the coaching staff. We're wondering what a lot of guys do on this coaching staff. And we
Yes.
talked about it a little bit there where we said it comes down to then Matt LaFleur has got to make some decisions on his coaches. Not just, hey, we're friends. I don't need friends here. I need to keep my job myself if I'm Matt LaFleur. So I'm walking in there and I'm saying, Butkus, we got to fix this. We got to fix this. Steno, we got to fix this. Rich, hey, Rich, we got to fix the special teams because it hasn't gotten better. I mean, as Matt LaFleur, because we all sit here and I know I sit here and I blame Rich and I blame,
Yes.
Butkus and I blame Steno. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I can blame these guys, but why are they keeping a job? Why are they still here? Why is nothing changing? Why is nothing getting fixed? And I keep pointing back to the same guy. There's only one guy in charge of everything. I know, and I love him he's a very good coach. Very good coach. He does a very good job with the players. You could tell he's respected by a lot of them. You could tell they're on a good level with each other. He's very good in the locker room, it seems like. I mean, there's so many things you can point to Matt LaFleur and say he's fantastic. I just point to that one thing for me where it's this continued problems he has across his coaching staff, and yet we don't see changes, just like it took forever for us to realize Joel Berry stunk and we brought in Halfley. Now it's like, okay, maybe, just maybe we have to realize, Rich, he might be a super nice guy. That's great. But super nice can only get you so far in life. And then it comes to, it's a job. And you can't pick favorites. You just got to do your job.
Friends, it's show business, baby.
Exactly. And I think sometimes I am worried that Matt LaFleur loves to play it like they're friends, and he doesn't like to play like he's the boss. And he needs to play like he's the boss.
With that being said, like with Joe Barry, you knew he was terrible. He was terrible in Washington. He was terrible in Detroit. He was one of the basically the reason why they had one of the worst defenses in the league, and that only reason why he had a job in Detroit was because he was married to Ron Marinelli's daughter. All right.
Yep.
And when he got hired, we knew he was a terrible DC, and he proved that his whole time here. Right. Rich has been a decent special teams coordinator, but he's not been a good special teams coordinator. He's been very average to below average, but he's never been great or good. He's never been ranked above 15 as a special team coach. And again, even like this week when we had the press conferences with the coaches, this guy had the audacity when Wildy asked him, he's like, hey, you were talking about retiring, but you didn't want to, or you talked about leaving the team, retiring, whatever, because you didn't want to because you felt like you failed the floor. And he got really pissed, and he got like, I wasn't thinking about retiring. I wasn't thinking about this. And I'm like, bro, that came out. Like that was told to everybody. So you want to have some revisionist history all of a sudden. That's because of the fact that you had one foot out the door, and either you try to make some more money or you felt like it was unfinished business. I'm sorry, whatever unfinished business there is, it's still unfinished because you ain't doing a dang thing. And that's great. Hey, you brought Nixon. You brought Jacobs. You probably brought Nate Hobbs too. Wish you hadn't bring Nate Hobbs. He ain't doing nothing. But when it comes to your ability as an actual special teams coach, that's what your job is. Like your job description is that. Assistant head coach is just a nice little title, and you might be great. Like you just said, you might have all these great qualities. But what is your job? Your job is special teams. And we're the worst special teams team right now. Now, I've seen terrible special teams across the board, but when I see guys like Bone Fassel, who's the special teams coordinator for the Titans, and this guy, he's been a special teams guru since day one. He was with McCarthy. When he came available, I was the guy I wanted. And if he gets fired from there after all those guys get fired, that's who we should go for. Because that guy's he just knows special teams, right? Yep. And I'm with you, brother. I'm at a point now, like if Steno, Butkus, and Rich somehow go separate ways, I'm not complaining.
No, not even in the slightest am I complaining at all. I just think it comes to the point where you have to, if you're Matt LaFleur, walk in there and just take control. Tell these guys, hey, this is what I'm seeing. This is where I want to be at. What can we do to fix this? Maybe he already is. But the problem is that it's not getting fixed.
Yes.
So then you have to look deeper, and maybe you have to move on. It's those things that kind of bother me right now.
It's his inability, because it was funny you say that, because when it came to all the other people as special team coaches, when it came to Drayton, when it came to, they cut him loose. Yep. 1 year, Drayton was gone. These other guys, he cut them loose, but for some reason, he's dragging other people around. And like you just said, like you as a coach, And as a play caller, you have to have that killer instinct, right?
Yep.
If something's not working out, you cut the dude or you fire the guy. Plain and simple, right? As a play caller, if you know you're up 2 scores, you don't let your foot off the gas, which is what we've been doing all year, which we all did last year too. We need to just keep. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Dan Campbell, and when he runs up the score, I think it's kind of corny. But I hate to say it, it literally makes it to there's no chance that team can come back. Bill Belichick was that way too. He's like, my job is to keep scoring until the game is over. It's your job to stop me. If you don't stop me, hey, too bad, right?
Yep. I don't care if it's second stringers or not.
Yeah.
They all get paid to be there.
That's it. And my boy Brian saying here, if we lose to the damn Bengals at home, he's going to protest at 12:65. Hey, I think I might join him. Me and Trey might be there with you, bro. I'm sorry.
Hold on. I got a whole thing with the Brewers on Saturday first, and if that ends in a loss, I got bigger fish to fry than the Packers. They got a long season. I gotta go stand outside American Family Field and protest there because the lineup.
My attention is elsewhere, my friend.
Yeah, I will be there. It's just I'm gonna be very sad. I'm not even gonna be upset. I'm gonna be sad.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
You don't want me.
That's tomorrow, right? That game's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, sadly, it's going 5, and it's coming back to Milwaukee for that one there. So.
Oh, yeah, it's 2-2 now, isn't it?
I know you're a Braves fan, but you don't like the amount of nerve wrackedness that I got going on right now for Game 5 of the NLDS in Milwaukee. Oh, because the momentum's lost. The momentum's lost. Oh goodness. It's. Well, here's the deal. If it ends up like Game 3 or 4, there's going to be a rated R version of Wisco Sports on the Go, and everybody is welcome to join. But it's going to be rough. It's going to be very rough. Okay? You're going to see a side that you've never seen before.
You better clear with them bosses. You better tell them, hey man, it's gonna be brimstone and fire.
We can't put this one on the radio, boys. This one needs to stay just on Twitter. Nowhere else. Just Twitter and podcast sites. Rated R for no one.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Look, all right, like I told you guys, I'm not a Brewers fan, but I will be rooting for you guys tomorrow. And I'm hoping they win because I don't want to see any of y'all sad, and I want you guys to be happy on Sunday.
I am almost to the point where I am going to shave till I just have the Fu Manchu stash because I just have to.
If you do it, I can't wait. You better send me a picture.
I just have to do it. I think who is it? I'm thinking of the guy. Is it Pete Vucevic? Is that his name? I'm trying to remember if I'm right there. Pete Vucevic. Hold on, let me see if I'm right here. Yeah, Pete Vucevic. He was a pitcher for the. Oh, you got to see if you can bring this thing up here. How do we? Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can bring him up. Let me see if I can bring him up here. Pete Vucevic. Oh, there it is. That is nasty. That is a dirty stash. Oh, okay. Well, not a very zoned in picture here. Need to get a little bit closer with oh, there it is. All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can share my screen now. Here it is. Oh, here we go. All right, there it is. Oh, maybe. Oh, you got to put the screen in. Put the screen into the show. You can see him. You can see Pete Vucevic right there. That's a stash.
How do I do this, brother? How do I do this?
I think it's how you let me into the show. You just got to bring it in.
Oh, here we go. I got you. Here we go.
There it is. There's the stash. Oh, that's what we're going for. We're going to go dirty handlebar stash. That's what's going to have to bring the luck.
Yeah.
You got to do it. We just have to.
I think you need to do it. I think you need to do it tonight.
I'm going to do it. It's happening. It's happening tonight. It's going to happen tonight here. We're going to get prepared. I've been drinking. I've had to have a Miller Lite. I've been drinking Miller Lite before every game. I crack a Miller Lite before the game. Not even a huge Miller Lite guy. Okay, I'm not even a huge Miller Lite guy.
It's tradition.
But I bought 2 12-packs because I counted the games until the World Series, and in case they went 5, 7, and 7, I needed to. So they got to do it because I don't know what I'm going to do with all these Miller Lights if it doesn't happen. I'm not saving them for next year. Okay, this needs to happen now.
Yeah, I feel you on this.
Man. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to be a nervous wreck all day long.
Okay.
And then 7 o'clock is going to roll around, and I'm going to crack that Miller Lite. I'm going to sit down in my Willie Adames jersey with my Pete Vucevic mustache and get ready to watch the Brewers kick. Weird. Yeah, that's right. I'm not on the radio. Some Cub ass. That's what I'm hoping for. I just want to see an ass kicking.
There you go.
For once.
There you go. We need it. We need it.
Milwaukee will in fact burn if they lose. Yes, it will.
Yeah.
It will.
Yeah.
We honestly have nothing. You know what? This is the honest truth of Wisconsin fandom right now. Wisconsin sports fans want nothing more than the Brewers to win a World Series. You don't even understand. I would take the Packers losing for the next 10 years for the Brewers to win a World Series. That's where the state of Wisconsin's at. That is where the state of Wisconsin's at right now, is that the Brewers, as close as it's been, as like fun as these summers have been, the best record in baseball, all of that, the state of Wisconsin, if they won the World Series, the state of Wisconsin would not stop drinking for a week. Like, if the Packers win the Super Bowl, we're going to like have a party for a day and be done with it, go back to work. If the Brewers win the World Series, it is going to be a week's worth of just partying.
Would it be your first World Series?
First World Series.
Oh, well, that's why. Yeah.
Yep. The closest they've ever been is 1982 when they went to the World Series but lost.
Jeez.
Yep. And then we have to every single year we have to watch the video of the 1982 World Series team and be reminded of how close they were to winning a World Series, but still not getting over the cusp.
Holy crap!
And then in 2018, they played the Dodgers in the NLCS. The Brewers had the top seed. They went to Game 7 in Milwaukee. We were all excited, and they lost.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's yeah, so Wisconsin needs the Brewers to do something more than like I heard Bill Michaels talking about the Packers this week, and I was like, I don't care about the Packers. Nobody in the state of Wisconsin cares about the Packers right now. We care about the Brewers. Tell me about the Brewers. Tell me what the Brewers are going to do to win this game, because I don't care right now about what Matt LaFleur is drawing up for Sunday. On Saturday is Game 5 of the NLDS, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, I had to tell Ivan, my boy, I was like, yo, dog, I'm sorry, man. I can't roll with that one. I was like, I got love for y'all, but I can't have 10 years of Packers now in the Super Bowl. I can't do it. I can't do it.
You don't. If
I understand. I get it.
If you were a Brewer fan, you were a Brewer fan and wrote, I'm telling you this, the Brewers have lost to the runner-up or World Series winner every single year dating back to 1982. When they make the playoffs, when they make the playoffs, they will lose to either the winner of the World Series or the runner-up of the World Series. They have done it year after year since 1982. It's absolutely absurd what they do.
Have the Cubs.
They lost to the Nationals in the NLC.
Be the Cubs, dog. It can't be the Cubs.
It can't be the Cubs. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes it worse. I'm telling you, if you were like a Brewer fan through and through, and you've watched like last year, Pete Alonso hits that home run. The Brewers looked like they hit back-to-back home runs in the bottom of the eighth, and it looked like it was like, yep, they're going to the NLDS, and then it was Pete Alonso 3-run shot, and it was like done. And then you watch the year before that, the Diamondbacks come to Milwaukee and beat them 2-0. And then you watch the year before that, and you watch the ball go through Grisham's legs, and you watch the year before that, and it's like every single year we have watched the Brewers continuously let us down in a crazy way. And for once, I just need this. We need this. We need Game 5 of the NLDS more than we need air, more than we need water, maybe we need water. No, we need Miller Lite. That's all we need right now. We need the Brewers to win Game 5 of this NLDS more than I need the Packers to beat the Bengals on Sunday. Okay. I'll tell you that right now.
All right, we're gonna need to create another show for Brewers because we got to get back up coast to coast. Because I was just saying, brother, I was like,
I had to go off of my tangent.
Yeah, you went on a tangent, my friend.
Radio show. I don't have the radio show. It's only on Wednesdays, so I have to freak out.
Yeah, you get a lot of pent up right there. Yeah.
I've watched 2 straight days of losing baseball. I've watched 2 straight days.
Painful, my friend. Painful.
It's painful. It's hurting. All right, let's get back to the Packers.
Get back on track, babe. All right, so with that being said, we both feel like the Packers are going to come out of here with a win. If they don't, then it's going to be just a terrible. It's just going to be doom and gloom until we play Arizona, and I can't have that. And I've been talking trash to all my Philly friends, so I already know that they're hoping that this happens so they can just give it right back to me. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to that at all. Nope. And next week after that will be Arizona, and Kyler Murray's already banged up, so who knows, he might not even play. So right now we're actually wrapping up pretty good until we got to worry about the Steelers coming into like next 3 weeks. So I think we got a good chance of being either 3-0, maybe 2-1. But I was like, us going to Pittsburgh. Rodgers going to be definitely activated for that game. So it'll be really interesting to see what we get there. But right now, we got to focus on Joe Flacco and the Bengals and just kind of see how it's going to go about. So, hey, man, I can't wait. I just need football, man. I just love football. So, other than the Packers game, are you looking forward to any other games this weekend? Minus, obviously, the Brewers.
Yeah, I was gonna say my mind is like racing right now. Other games. Hold on, I'm not looking forward to the Badger game on Saturday because, well, they stink. Let's see here, Wisconsin. That's why I'm telling you they need the Brewers because everything else is stinking right now. So they need the Brewers more than anything else. Let's see here. What do we got? NFL coming up. Chargers, Dolphins are going to suck. Browns, Steelers, that could be ugly. Jets, nobody cares, but Jets, Broncos. Let's see here. Ravens, Rams. So let's see how far the Ravens fall. That could be fun. Seeing how far they go down.
Lamar keeps missing games. They could be in trouble.
Buccaneers, 49ers are probably be. There's 2 games.
Yeah.
There's 2 games. Buccaneers, 49ers. That's gonna be the game I'm watching right there, and then Lions Chiefs. Those would be the 2 ones. Those would be 2 big ones that I'm watching for this weekend here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm looking forward to. I mean, the Lions are already getting injury issues. I see the Chiefs taking that game. I actually picked the Giants to win yesterday, so I'm very proud of myself for that. And then I'm definitely looking to see if the Bills can rebound against Atlanta in Atlanta. So that's I think that'll be a pretty good game because with Atlanta, you don't know what team you're going to get. Week to week, they always they're not very consistent, right?
Yeah.
And then what was the other one that was a really good one? What the heck was it? Oh, you said it too. I want to see if Dallas can beat Carolina. Like, I feel like Rico Dowdle is going to go crazy and have a revenge game like he just had the week before against Miami, and he's going to tear him up. So I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of good football this weekend. And I'm so heavily into fantasy football. I have an investor interest in every game anyway, so it don't matter. But yeah, man, look, I'll say we call it short today because I know you got Brewers on your mind, and on top of that too, we're just playing catch up again over here for the last 2 weeks, and then we get back on strong here next week after we hopefully get a win against the Bengals.
Win against the Bengals, a win against the Cubs. The Badgers somehow pull off a win against Iowa. It'd be the trifecta weekend that Wisconsin sports fans need.
Could you imagine that?
Yes, that is exactly what I need. Then I could calm down in life. Because otherwise, next week, the radio show is going to be very rough.
Let's manifest it. Let's manifest. 100%.
Okay, it's going to happen. It's got to happen now. It's got to happen now. If it doesn't, I'm telling you, the radio show is going to be it's going to be rough. That's going to be a rough one.
I might need to do more than 2 segments. I'm feeling.
If they lose to the Bengals, it's going to be first hour. If it goes really rough, first hour is going to be a lot of Brewers, second hour all Packers just yelling.
I'm going to tell you right now, if we lose to the Bengals, I'm going live after the game, and I'm going to be going off, dog. I'm telling you that right freaking now.
If they lose to the Bengals, I'm going to have to tell you can't come on next week because you're
I'm going to lose. I'm going to cuss
and
on the show.
I'm going to have to do a lot of editing. I'm going to have to do a lot of editing out.
A lot of editing. I don't think we're going to have time for all that.
There's going to be a lot of bleep, bleep, bleep.
Yeah,
do I have a button for this?
Yeah. This is going to be a very bad situation. But look, let everybody know where they can find you and your personal accounts.
Well, you can find me across all social media. I mean, YouTube, Spotify, podcast. There, just search Wisco Sports on the Go. Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trey is where you can find me across all social media platforms. The podcast, the radio show is on Wednesdays 5 to 7 on 92.3 WOSQ. If you don't get that around your area, you can search it up, Google it, whatever it's, and then go in there, go up to the right corner, click it. You can listen to it live across the internet on WOSQ's website there. So just check it out. Check out the social media, check out the podcast page, and then, give feedback, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Subscribe here. Of course, subscribe here.
Yes, please. Please subscribe, share. And I was going to say to you, you can find me at AMAR3455 on Twitter. You can find us on Coast to Coast Packers across everything. We have a LinkedIn, what you call Linktree and all that good stuff. So we're basically across YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Kick, everything. So we're everywhere right now. So just come check us out. I do feel like we're going to start trying to do some shows after the game, give you guys a raw feeling of how we're feeling about how good or bad it was. And I think that I'm going to try to definitely do that. And then if Trey can join us, he'll join us. If not, then you'll just have me just either losing my mind or going crazy. One of the two. So, yeah. But I hope everyone has a great Friday, a great weekend, and I hope that the Brew Crew comes through tomorrow.
Go Brewers. Everybody, when you see me next, if they win, I'm going to have that Pete Vucevic stash going on. If they lose, it's gone.
I can't wait.
It's gone.
It's going to be amazing.
I'm just going to shave half of it off. I'm just going to be that sad. I'm going to shave half it off. Wake up the next day and be like, this is how I'm going to look for the rest of the week because of the Brewers.
100%.
We got to win, though. We got to win in this. The Brewers got to win in them. The Badgers got to win in them. And the Packers will take care of business on Sunday against this not so great Bengals defense. It might be a shootout. Who knows? Joe Flacco might come balling. You never know. But
honestly, after the Dallas game, I don't know what to expect anymore. So I feel you on that.
Micah Parsons will get a couple sacks.
I hope so.
Lucas Van Ness is going to step up. Jeff Hafley, we all have to remember, was due to have one bad game in his NFL career. He was due to have a bad one. Yep. He came down to earth for a second. Sometimes, and one last thing, you got to remember with coaches, sometimes when they don't get beat up ever, they just don't they don't come to the realization that it's the real world. They got to see that it's the real world and this stuff happens. And you needed a game like that where the fans are even saying like, whoa, that was a bad game called by Jeff Hafley. Usually it's, bad game by LaFleur. Rich has got a bad game every game, so it doesn't even matter what I say about him. But, Hafley, he needed a game like this. He'll come back. He'll be fine. It'll be good.
He did it on purpose to kill all the head coach rumors. That was smart. I think it was smart.
No, we've already talked about this. We're firing Matt LaFleur. He's going to coach the Wisconsin Badgers, and then Jeff Hafley's going to move.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And then they're going to hire Mike McDaniel as the OC. I like it.
See, otherwise they said Mike McCarthy was talking with Chris McIntosh, the Badgers AD. Not a good situation if we get Mike McCarthy coaching the Wisconsin Badgers. It's not going to make it better.
You see what Belichick's doing over there? He ain't doing nothing at North Carolina State. No, the hell?
I don't know if it can be worse than North Carolina.
I mean, that's pretty bad right now. I agree.
Well, you got to remember, Bill Belichick was never meant to run a situation with kids because he doesn't have feelings. You got to have feelings. He's used to grown men getting paychecks. Now he's got young kids getting paychecks.
Yep.
Not the same.
Not the same. It's a reverse situation of Nick Saban, basically. Him going to the NFL just wasn't right for him, but him staying in college was the best thing he could ever do.
Yeah, 100%. And plus, when you have a complete roster turnover and all that kind of stuff, none of it was going to it's a mess. It's
Terrible situation.
Agreed. I know they're talking about buyouts already and stuff like that, so that's absolutely wild to see.
The message that came out yesterday that he's in full commitment of them and they're in full commitment of him, I'm like, oh yeah, he won't get fired soon. That's almost a guarantee. My boy Chris joined us.
When Michael Jordan tells him to fire him, he's going to be gone.
In
a heartbeat. The donors have had enough.
Yeah,
I just absolutely love the hype, everything in between for this, the coaching. And they had all the alum were there on that night. Roy Williams was up in the box. Yeah. MJ was up in the box. They had everybody there, and then they just get throttled. Wow. You're off to a good start.
Yeah, exactly. Good deal, brother. All right, well, look, let's have a great Friday, great weekend. And I will see all you guys probably after the game on Sunday. Good deal. All right. Everyone. Bye.